Hello. First of all, I would like to express my greatest gratitude to the head division of International Affairs, TIE, UPS International, and Lovely Professional University in collaboration with the head of Dinas Pendidikan Provinsi Sumatera Utara. My big honor to Mr. Lasro Marbun. And also my gratitude to University of Prima Medan, Aptikom Pusat Sumut, and MGMP Bahasa Inggris Nasional. Actually, I would like to say that this is really a special workshop participated by English teachers in North Sumatra, and I'm really thankful to the committee for this great arrangement of the webinar workshop. It gives good benefit to me, especially in improving my online class with my students that have been conducted since March during this pandemic. Now, before I give my views about this workshop, allow me to introduce myself. I am Siti Zulfa, a teacher of SMA Negeri 3 Medan, and I've been teaching for around 20 years, more than 20 years, and I'm happy to have this kind of seminar because I can get more knowledge and can broaden my knowledge. Well, before I start my views, let us try to talk about several things about the mutual relationship between India and Indonesia. Actually, we have already made some kinds of, we have already known each other from many years ago. So we have been tied, Indonesia and India have been tied for many years ago. So we can see from the date back before, the date back to the times of the Ramayana, Yavadipa, Java is mentioned in India's earliest epic. The Ramayana, Sugriva, the chief of Rama's army dispatched his men to Yavadipa, the island of Java, in search of Sita. The trace of Indian influences is most evident in great numbers of Sanskrit's loan words in Indonesian languages. The name Indonesia derives from the Latin Indus, meaning India, and the Greek Nessus, meaning island. Due to the similarity of the culture in both regions, the name dates to the 18th century for predating the formation of independent Indonesia. During the Sriwijaya era, many Indonesians studied at Nalanda University in India. Okay, let me continue my view about India. I would like to talk about my experience visiting Delhi and Kashmir. At the time, a year ago, I visited Gulmarg and I saw the snow, the beauty of nature in Kashmir at the time. And we also visited the Taj Mahal, the very, very beautiful monument presented to the king's wife here in ancient time. And about culinary, in Kashmir I found a noon chai tea where the tea is very salty and served with bread, and this is very healthy tea to the people in there. About food, the food that I find out in here is about masala wala traditional Indian culture eating habits, where the food is served in one tray and various foods are already in there. We can find chicken, bread, and porridge from salty, sweet, and sour. All are in one tray, and we can also eat together with other people. Just to see that the culture of eating is very, to show that the social life from the tray given in there. Okay, I would like to describe about my online class during the pandemic. Well, we have the online class since March. It's about around 9 months ago. I started my classes with the LMS. It's about the Google Classroom and with Zooms. And after some times, our principal already decided to use Teams as our LMS, Then in these teams, we can work together with the students, and of course the principals also can monitor the activities done by the teachers, students. And our government keeps on improving for long distance learning through workshop, media to help teachers in Indonesia to conduct the long distance learning. To face this 21st century skill, government also in Indonesia has implemented a TPAC model for teaching, focusing on 4 Cs. That is, how to make students think critically, how to make them creative and collaborate, and can communicate with others very nicely. So this TPAC is actually almost similar to the flipped classroom that has been presented in the webinar in our workshop here. Learning in teaching in this webinar presentation, I can find here we learn about flipped classroom. Flipped classroom is actually a pedagogical approach in which direct instruction moves from the group learning space to the individual learning space, and the resulting group space is transformed into a dynamic interactive learning environment where the educator guides students as they apply concepts and engage creatively. And the meetings can be both synchronous and asynchronous. So actually, when teacher want to meet the students lively, then we can do it synchronously, and if not, we can use asynchronous where all the materials has been sent and students can see the materials anytime convenient to them. The other views that I can find here is about Wakelet. So this is actually the application that I haven't seen before, and this webinar workshop let me know more new things like this Wakelet that can be used in the teaching process. And this is also in this workshop also we learn how to make a good strategy in communication, and talking about culture in India, and also the culinary, which I know from Mr. Rafi that it is actually foods in India are cheap, and it also if we want to stay or we want to live in India, because we are going to continue our study in India, the cost of living there is quite average. And I know that the education in India also very good, and many also students from Indonesia go to India to learn more about to broaden their knowledge. I hope that this kind of mutual relation, it can make an exchange between students in Indonesia with the students in India. Okay, from this learning also I learned about the characteristic of good mentoring. So we can do the mentor, we can improve, you can develop, train, motivate, coach, and inspire. So this is actually good for us in our teaching learning process.